Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning. Hope you have had a great weekend. Uh, Hi, Isha Garg. I'm a leader of New Delhi B2B Marketers Group, and we have Prashant. Could you introduce a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Isha. Hi, everyone. It's Prashant Gandhi this side. I'm a Pardot consultant working with Tech Metrics, and I lead the Delhi Pardot user group. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So, guys, we both have collaborated together as a joint meetup and delivered an amazing session about Power Specialist Bootcamp June 2020. And with that note, we are on day 6 with our our power specialist, Noor. She has a good expertise over power. So I won't say much to that. She has a better thing to give out. Over to Noor. Over to you, Noor.
Yeah, hi. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning. So, thanks, Isha. Thanks, Prashant, for giving me this chance to come up and connect with our Ohana and showcase something about Pardot, being a Pardot consultant. And yeah, okay, hold on. I think I'm facing some issues while screen sharing. Can you look for that, Isha? Now is it visible, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I lead the Chandigarh India B2B marketers group as well, product consultant as well. So today I'm gonna put some light on a very important feature that we have, which is an engagement studio. So I'll try to lead first with a very basic real-time scenario and keep it very generic and keep it very interactive with the audience. So um, does anybody have any idea about the nurture programs in Pardot? Because right now I think we have gone through a lot of things in Pardot in the whole boot camp. So I believe somebody can come up and if they are open to say, open to share their thoughts on it. So I really welcome that. Anybody has idea about the nurture campaigns and what does this nurture exactly means in terms of Pardot? Okay, so yeah, extremely strange that I heard no voice on it. Okay, let me take a very general scenario. For example, we search Salesforce on Google and then we land to the Salesforce website. And I'm very much interested in buying Sales Cloud from Salesforce. So what I'm gonna do, I'll search for the Salesforce website. I'll try to contact with them and maybe I fill out a form for for allowing Salesforce to contact with me. So for example, I filled out a form on Salesforce website with my own details there and I submitted the form. And what happens after, okay, and what happens after a few days, okay, I fill out the form and what happens, I receive an email and in that email, there is some personalized content which is purely related to me saying that, hey, Noor, thanks for contacting us. Here are some below some relevant videos related to Sales Cloud or maybe the Sales Cloud features or maybe the Sales Cloud pricing, all those kind of stuff or all those kind of resources have been attached to that particular email, which I received after filling out the form. So today is 28th of June. I filled out the form on 28th of June and I received that email, an automated email. After 3 days, let's say, I receive another email saying that, hey Noor, how your research is going on the Sales Cloud part. Do you have any kind of questions or do you need any help from us? One more email I received based on my interest. Then going forward after 1 week or so, again, one more email, which is showcasing that, hey, Noor, this is the upcoming release we have related to Sales Cloud. And these are the features or these are the upgradations we are adding into the Sales Cloud, or maybe something that the pricing of the Sales Cloud license is getting something different. So what exactly is happening? I just showcased some interest in Sales Cloud, in Salesforce, and based on that, what Salesforce has done, every week or every second day, I'm receiving few emails from them, so that they're trying to engage me, or they're actually very much interested in selling the Sales Cloud to me. Then what happens, after 2 weeks, I receive a call from their salesperson stating that, hey Noor, you showcased a lot of interest and you were also engaging with our emails. So I had a one-to-one conversation with their salesperson, and what happened, positively, that deal gets closed. So in the whole scenario, what I wanted to explain, Salesforce is nurturing me. Salesforce is running a flow, Salesforce is running a program, so that whosoever showcased some interest in their product, that deal should get closed. Or the person who is showcasing any kind of interest, they must receive their specific content, what exactly their intent to. They are not receiving any XYZ or any off-track things. I'm just receiving the things because I showcase some interest in Sales Cloud. So yeah, so based on that, Salesforce is drilling down to each and every interest of mine and making each and every email personalized for me, so that based on the activities I'm performing, or that I'm opening up their emails or not, or am I looking for some videos or not in the email which they have provided, and then I'm getting the call from their salesperson as well. So that's the whole journey Salesforce has done over me. That is all about the Engagement Studio. So Engagement Studio is a kind of program, is a kind of, yeah, it's a program, you must say, wherein we have a lot of steps based on the strategy you want to build, based on the activities a person will perform, and which will definitely lead it towards the closure. So closure, when I say, means it will qualify me that yes, now I am qualified as per Salesforce, that yes, this person is ready to buy something from me and it's an opportunity for me, or it's a deal for me. So I was just a very random user or random visitor over there, and then they converted from a visitor to an opportunity. So that's how the Engagement Studio works. Yeah, so this is something I've mentioned here. What is Engagement Studio and how does it work? So it is a lead nurturing tool. Yeah, so it's a lead nurturing tool that incorporates email marketing for a highly personalized experience based on your data and your prospect activities. So this is the whole scenario that I have explained here. What exactly is Engagement Studio? The whole flow, the whole program to ensure that your user, your lead should get intact with you from each and every aspect, and you get an opportunity out of it. So yeah, we have certain steps in Engagement Studio program. Um, for example, everybody I think is familiar with the Sales Cloud. So if we are going to create a flow, there are some steps. We need to check the criteria. Based on the criteria, there will be certain actions will be done. There will be certain triggers will be followed up. So that same process we have in the Engagement Studio. Therein we have trigger, actions, and rules. So when to choose trigger? Trigger means when listen for something. It will check something, or it will find out the activity in your Pardot account for that specific user. Next comes up the action. So action is something which you will allow your system to automate it. That if somebody has opened up my email, perform this action. So again, rule is something we are checking something for that particular prospect. Not to worry about these kind of steps. I'm going to show them in a proper live demo so that you guys can have a better picture in front of you. So yeah, next is a very important feature we have in Engagement Studio, which is time. what exactly happens? Salesforce is in USA. I am in India. So definitely I would love to receive the emails or any phone calls based on my time zone, obviously. So when we are not sure in which particular time zone our audience is or our user is or our prospect is, you have an option in Engagement Studio to select a particular time zone so that your prospects should receive email in their exact time zone. So that why we why we choose the specific time zone thing, because what will happen if in India I receive an email at 2 a.m. in the morning, I will definitely not open it for around 5-6 hours, or maybe until my working hour starts. So that means if somebody is sending an email which is very off time for me, that person will definitely have a very low open rate for their emails that they're going to send out. So that means the email they are targeting is not coming up to the mark, and their efforts are really getting low, or their energy is totally draining up by that their users are not opening up the email. So yeah, so that is a very brilliant feature we have in Engagement Studio, that you can select the time zone, and you can specifically select the date as well, on which date you want to send this specific email to your users. So it will not be only one user, it will be a bunch of users, thousands of users. It will be a whole list to whom you're going to send out your whole email. Third point is what will happen when I pause a program. So for example, I started this whole flow or the series on 1st of July, and in the middle, after a week, I paused the whole program. So what will happen? um, for example, if somebody is at level one, when I say somebody has received email number 1, somebody has received email number 2, how exactly is going to happen it? Let's take one more scenario here to explain much better. I am planning to send out 5 emails, a series of 5 emails, which will be like one email in a week. So I'm starting from 1st of July, and I want it to be end up by 5th of August. For example, I'm keeping it. So if somebody has opened email number 1, only that person will go to the next step and receive the email number 2. And if somebody has opened up the email number 2, that person will then go further to the step of email number 3. But if somebody is stuck up at the first level only, where is the email 1? So if they haven't opened up the email 1, our system gonna wait for a few days to check whether they perform any activity, whether they'll open up or not. If they'll not open up, maybe we have to decide some other step that we have to go for. Maybe we can keep them out of the list or out of the program, or maybe we'll try one more time that, hey, let's send one more time, one more email to them, and let's see whether they respond back to it or not. If they don't respond back to it, keep them out of our list or out of our database, that they have no interest in our emailers, or maybe we cannot get anything out of them, or they are not potential one for us. So when I pause a program, for example, I paused my program on 7th of July, and one person was on step number 2, other was on step number 1. So when everything will stop right away there, program will not proceed, program will not check whether they have performed any activity or not, until or unless I'm going to resume it back. So that's how it plays. If I've stopped my program on 7th of July, it will stay there. And if I reactivate it on 15th of July, then the activity starts from 15th of July. So that 8 days of span will be there. Will For the 8 days, program will not check for anything. Program will not send any email to anyone. Even if in those 8 days, somebody has opened up my email, system will not check until or unless I'm going to resume it back. So that's how it works. Yeah, so now let me go for a quick demo. Okay, all right. I'm gonna check. Yeah. My screen is visible, right?
Yes, Noor.
Okay, thanks so much. Okay, so this is a kind of a demo, and this is my list to whom I'm going to send the series of emails that I've planned up here. And what I'm doing, I'm just giving it a start. I'm sending up the emails. I've added a wait of 7 days, then another email, then there is a wait of 3 days, then we are checking something, then there are two splits up. I'll explain everything. I'm just showcasing you what exactly it is. So this is email number 2, this is assigned to user, end up. Now let's go to test and okay, hold on. Let's go to test and choose it from 1st of July. I'm going to start it. So you have to keep a log over the right panel as well along with this. So now what exactly has happened? On 1st of July, I started this program. Email was sent on 1st of July, this one, hi there. And then there is a wait of 7 days. So now you can see the dates are shuffling here from 1st of July to 8th of July because I've put down a wait of 7 days. So after 7 days, what my system is doing was hi there too opened within 3 days or not, because up to 3 days is there to check whether the second email has been opened up or not. Up to 3 days means on 8th this email number 2 has sent out, and then on 11th of July it will check whether the email is opened up or not. I'm choosing yes. So yes, email was opened up. This was the yes branch. If I'll hover it, you can see there are two branches, yes and no. Yes is on the right and no is on the left. So for this particular test, I have chosen that yes, the email was opened up. So the action is assigned to user Noor, and they have come up to the end. So you can see the test program ran for 10 days, 1st of July to 11th of July. So this is how it will work in a real time as well. So let's start over again and we'll proceed with the no side this time. Again, begin test, 1st of July, first email sent out after a wait of 7 days, the second email sent out, and then within 3 days, system is checking whether the email has opened up or not. Now I'm choosing that no, the email was not opened up. And then what will happen? The email number 2, which is product overview, will be sent out again. So this is how exactly an engagement studio works. This is very short example just to showcase you what exactly the feature we have in Pardot. And you can add up to as many as steps you can, but we have a limit of 300 steps here. Based on the strategy you have, how do you want to nurture them? How do you want to create a pipeline for them? For example, I have engagement studios running for each and every industry that my company targets over. My company target for the finance ones, for the hospitality ones, for the healthcare ones. So I can build 3 different programs and can put down the list based on that. Okay, this is the healthcare list, this is the finance list, and then I can send the emails according to their own interest. And then what will happen? If somebody has reached up to the end of my program, that means either from a no branch or from a yes branch, I'll be able to figure out, yes, these are the potential ones for me, and they are very hot leads or hot prospects or a very hot customer for me to go ahead and block a deal with them. That's how I can identify, I can filter out my database, or I can segment my database in a very defined way that these are the prospects who are very much active over my email communications. And this is the bucket of those prospects who are totally, I mean, who have put zero interest in my email communications, and I can keep them as a very, I mean, on a very offside, not into my forecast or not into my pipeline. Yes, so that's how this engagement studio works.
that was the demo that I just gave, a very short one, but I hope that everybody has got it just a gist of what this feature is all about. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Thank you so much. I'm open for queries, and you guys can let me know if somebody has any kind of query based on the discussion that we had, because I want to make it very much interactive. I don't want that I just speak up and then you guys just listen to it. Yeah, so questions are most welcome from my end. Over to you, Isha.
Thanks, Noor. That was a deep inside of Engagement Studio. And I believe our audience, understand what is the basic difference between actions, rules, and triggers. Guys, Noor is open for Q&A. So I'll just go over the chat window and look for a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can answer
During
for the
testing,
questions, right?
yeah, only we can start from Shirley, that where the Q&A starts. During testing, can I configure to send to a particular list, recipient list?
Okay, so this is the question. Can I configure to send a particular test recipient list? Yes, definitely you can do that, but we have an option in Pardot to consider that this is my test list. Definitely you can go ahead with that. But again, what you're going to have to do, you will have to come back to your engagement program. You will have to change the recipients. It's not like a generic email marketing in Pardot that we do for the test list. So what exactly you have to do, if you want me to go back to the demo, maybe you guys can have a better idea. Okay, hold on. I need to, yes. I got the point. What exactly was the thing? So the question that was asked, can I put any test list here as well and not the recipient list? You can do that, but once you will start your program, it will consider whatever the list you have here as your original or the real-time prospects. It will not consider that this is only your test. It will consider as a real-time prospect. So what the best practice you can do, put your test list as well and put your actual recipient list as well. For example, I'm going to put this. This is my actual list and this is my test list. Just do this every time, and this is the best thing to go for. Apart from this, this feature that I just showcased, the test feature that we have in Engagement Studio, is specifically meant for these purposes. Yeah, so I hope that I have answered the question. What's next, Isha, we have?
Okay, next we have from Azhar. He says, can we initiate auto test like A/B tests?
No, we don't have such feature here, the A/B test part. That is something, a very separate thing that we have in Pardot, but nothing in the Engagement Studio. Because right now you are not targeting a very random audience, you are targeting a very specific audience here. So we usually talk about the A/B testing in terms of if this version of my email performs well, it will go, I mean, rest of the audience will receive that. No, such kind of feature is not something we have in Engagement Studio.
Okay, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Another from Priyanka, it's like, can you help me understand better the difference between rules and triggers with examples?
Where is it? Can you
Okay.
help me okay, this one. Can you help me understand better the difference between rules and triggers with examples, please? Yeah, sure. So let's go ahead and try to put a rule or a trigger. So first I'm putting a trigger. So once I will showcase you the example, you will be able to differentiate between the things. If I'm checking, if I'm triggering my automation or this engagement program to see this email was opened, any email link was clicked, form was filled. So these are those things which I have shared with my prospect. These are my marketing assets, My email is an asset, file download is an asset, which we call it as a PDF sometimes. We have a form handler, and landing page. These all assets are something which are Pardot hosted. So we call everything, these all things under trigger. Now, if I showcase you the rule to evaluate whether the prospect camping is this is internally I'm checking whether the assigned user of prospect is this, or any custom field you can check whether the data in the custom field is this. Now I hope the difference between these two things are clear, what exactly a trigger will do and what exactly a rule will do here. Rule is meant to check their internal data fields, and trigger is something to check whether they have put down any kind of activity on our marketing assets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next we have from Max. What happens if a prospect has the same email address of another prospect and they are both in the list that initiate a plan? They
Okay,
both get the email.
got it. So you are saying um, we have two prospects with the same email. That's what you are saying. They will receive this email only once because Pardot takes an email as a unique identifier here. And moreover, what exactly nowadays we have a feature of AMP C in Pardot, but along with that, we work with Sales Cloud and try to defer this duplicacy in Pardot. So that's what I think. It's a case of a duplicacy. You can say two emails are same existing as a prospect. So obviously Pardot will send only once.
Okay. So Vikesh wants some another use case to understand a wider angle from business perspective.
Okay. Um, mm, I think, yeah, I can give you one more example, but I just hope you guys should not get confused between B2C and B2B then. Okay. Um, everybody use Amazon as a platform to purchase, right? So what happens, a day I just visited the Amazon website, not registered yet, just surfing the Amazon website, and then what exactly I'm doing, I'm just trying to search for some, let's say shoes. I'm searching for shoes over there without creating an account or without signing in, just searching the shoes over there, right? That means I'm a visitor right now. Amazon does not have any detail for me, any detail of mine to target me and close a business out of it. Later, after a few days, I again visited the Amazon website and I register myself there. That means now I am a prospect to them. Now, what happens after being a prospect? I received an email from Amazon. Hey, thanks for registering with us. These are the today's deals which are going on and will expire within 2 days, or this is the live sale we are going forward. And what happens with the email that I received? I clicked on the sale they have mentioned in there. And then from that sale, I landed onto a page which is showcasing the shoes. Why shoes? Because when I was a visitor, I was searching for shoes. So they have captured all the cookies of mine, and that's why they are giving me only the deals and they're targeting me with the shoes. And they're also telling that, hey, the sale is going on shoes. What I do, and I search for some shoes over there. I put them into my cart and don't buy it. I didn't purchase anything. I just put them into the cart and then log out from my account. So what happens after 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 1 hour, something maybe, I receive another email. Hey, this XYZ thing is waiting in your cart. I don't perform any activity for 2 hours. Then after a day again, they are telling me that, hey, the sale is going to uh, off, or maybe the sale is going to end up, purchase it before it goes out of stock. Another thing I'm receiving. That means Pardot is really trying, or Amazon is really trying hard so that I should make that purchase. So I think from the business perspective, I think this is something that just came up in my mind and I thought to answer it.
Okay. So I believe that was a great example. And we have another use case for the same. Next, we have from Ash. For time feature, can you only choose one time zone for all recipients to receive the email? What if they are from different time zones?
Okay, so the feature that I explained about the time zones is specifically for all your prospects. That means you have to segment your prospects based on the time zones if you are really looking for a time zone target. If I'm looking for IST, I have to make sure that the list I build, everybody is from the India. Everybody falls in that time zone. So yes, you cannot, there is no option to choose the time zone, multiple time zone based on your prospect one. No, you have to choose one time zone and you have to target according to that.
Okay, so I believe that was a good question. Again, from Azhar, can we trigger emails from Salesforce using Engagement Studio?
Can we trigger emails? No, we cannot do that. This is not something connected from Pardot to Salesforce. Moreover, now we have the Pardot Lightning. You can view the activities, what your prospects, what your user has done onto lead or contact layouts, but you cannot perform the whole thing from the Salesforce.
Okay. Can we do a random split similar to SFMC in the journey?
Random split, I have no idea what exactly this is and which is related to SFMC. Maybe if somebody can elaborate this. Segmentation based criteria in wait. Can we have a wait plus time feature? Yeah, you can choose a specific time at what time it has to be sent. You can do that. Along with the wait, you can choose the timing as well. Another question is why do we have to use email templates and not the list emails for the engagement program? Okay, so I think Diksha is a bit confused in two things. List emails are something when we are targeting a specific list only. Email templates are used to create list emails. So these are two separate things. You are using a template to create something is not same. So in this particular part, the list email, we use these templates to send because here we are targeting only one email. But in this journey, we are targeting n number of emails. So, and we just have one list and then we just have the email templates provided over there. These two are different things. You are merging the email templates and list emails. These two are two different things. List email is one feature of Pardot. Engagement Studio is another feature of Pardot. List email also utilizes email templates. Engagement Studio also use the email templates. Okay, next is what is a 3-2-1 campaign? Even I don't have any, I don't have any idea. Is this something related to Pardot, which is 3-2-1 campaign? Or maybe he's something referring from SFMC to Pardot. Came across this isn't real. But I have no idea. Maybe I have to look for this. 3-2-1 camping, I don't know, because in Pardot, I just have a very generic camping, nothing else. There is no categorization of campings or there are no type of campings that we have. If I'll find something related to 3-2-1, definitely I would love to answer that. Okay, yeah. Is lead nurturing? I read it somewhere. Okay, yeah, maybe we can. It is hot, warm, and cold. But this is not something a camping. Maybe they have tried to explain what is camping based on this. Is lead nurturing and email send based on scoring? Yeah, you can. That means you have to create a list. You have to filter a list based on scoring. For example, you are targeting to those prospects whose score is more than 100. Yes, you can go for a lead nurture on that, but you have to create a list for that. Maybe from automation rule or the dynamic list you have to create. And then you can target in the engagement studio. You can nurture them.
Okay, I think that was an interactive session and we had various questions and amazing answers. by Noor. So anything else, guys, from Engagement Studio? Would you like to get an answer? And you have any questions about the same?
I think
All right, so I'll just circle back to one of the questions that is related to random splits similar to SFMC in journeys. Okay, so basically what random splits is, as soon as, the contacts reach to a particular point, it randomly splits them into, their different paths. So that is, we can't do it in Pardot because we actually are checking for particular value, then only they will be moving on to their respective paths. Whereas in Marketing Cloud, it, randomly sends like 5 contacts to the yes path or, 10 contacts to the no path. But over here we have a check, then only they will be proceeding to yes or the no path.
thanks, Prashant.
Okay, so guys, that was all about today's session and an interactive Q&A. Thanks, Noor, for your expertise over Engagement Studio. I'm sure our audience enjoyed it a lot, and it was so informative and deep insight about Engagement Studio. So, guys, now that we are on the edge of our bootcamp, Pardot Specialist, June 2020, I would like to, ask any questions, like if you have from the previous sessions or anything that you have in your mind, or what's the next step for your certification exam. We have Prashant as well, so he is a consultant, power consultant, so he can help you out with his expertise over there. And even Noor we have over the line, so if we have any questions over there, so we are open to answer them all. Okay, so recordings are all available. I'll just again put it over the chat window, and it's updated till yesterday. We'll push it forward. Okay, thanks, Prashant. You were a second quicker than me. So guys, we'll wait for another 3-4 minutes. If you have any questions, we'll come back. Okay, I can look a few questions coming up over the chat window. One question by Shirley is there any recommended mock exam or practice test material? So we would, suggest like you can Google over and look for any mock questions, and practice exams or questions are not bad to practice before the exam. So you can just check back over Google, and we have a slide from Andrea. If you guys have taken the screenshots, so she shared a few stuff out there, good useful links to prepare for the same exam. So I'll try to fetch them out and send to all our RSVPs as well. Okay. Another question by Azhar, a bit confused about building an automation rule to automatically allow prospects to match the title criteria. Can you go through it in automation rules? Prashant, would you like to take it over?
Just a second, what's the question? Let me just check. Bit confused about building an automation rule to automatically allow prospects to match the title criteria. Let me just go back to my org once. So the question is from Azhar, right? So Azhar, if you could unmute yourself, if possible. Hello.
Yeah, audible.
Yeah, a little bit. If you could, come a little bit closer to your mic.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, much better.
Actually, I was going through some content there. It was referring to filtering criteria and creating an automation code based on it, based on someone's title.
All right.
Yeah, so prospects title. So I was just because I don't have, unfortunately, I don't have access to the product system. So that's where I was a bit confused. Yeah. So if you could just probably explain or maybe showcase that on the system, then it would be really good.
Okay, so you want to run an automation rule based on the job title of that particular prospect, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So on also how to implement separation lists for titles. Let's say, for example, I'm taking a title called sales manager, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
want to see that if there are these titles, the particular people are also there in the various separation lists. So we have to ensure that from all lists, all prospect lists, and if you want to filter these criteria and want to check if these titles are somewhere listed in any of the separation lists, we'll have to exclude them and send an email.
Okay, let me just try to share my screen because I'm a little bit confused on
So
the
in
criteria.
case if it, yeah,
Yeah,
so in case if it takes time, so maybe we can
yeah, yeah. So I think
bypass it. Yeah.
we can connect separately because I need a little bit clarification on the criteria
Yeah,
because
so
yeah.
I
So
will
what I
told
can
you, right? So I don't have the system. So there are a lot of things that it's more like a blur. So I can't exactly take you to this and say, so having an access will actually make things simpler. So that's the
sure.
problem.
So
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 other
what you
question, yeah,
so what you can do is you can connect with me either on LinkedIn or the email ID which I've shared earlier. So you can drop me
that's
an
right,
email.
yeah.
Yeah. So you can share all your queries which you have. Since you're preparing, so you can share all your queries, and if possible, I'll get on a call with you and do a little bit of screen sharing and show you what can be achieved and what cannot be.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah.
And the second question I had, so is there a measure of how ROI is calculated? Are there any best practices around it for any campaigns and stuff?
All right. So whenever we create a campaign in Pardot, all right, so we actually associate a cost to it. Basically, whenever you're doing any event or you're organizing any event, something like that, which has a cost associated to it, what all you're spending, what all costs you are actually paying. So what we do is whenever we create a campaign, we have an option to associate a cost. And once we get all the prospects into, when we associate prospects to that particular campaign, and when they sync in into Salesforce as leads, and when the lead conversion process happens and they get converted into contacts and their respective opportunities. So as soon as opportunities are created, those opportunities uh, because in opportunities we always give the cost and how much business we got from that particular prospect. So that gets associated, and when it syncs back to Pardot, that is where your ROI comes up. How much you spent and what was your the cost which you got. So that is where calculation happens.
Is it based on the opportunity created or opportunity won or deal won?
Yeah, so opportunities deal one, that is the complete process. When you win a deal, that is where this gets associated over there.
Okay, so just taking some reference from Shivu's query. So with static list I got it. So what is the dynamic list?
All right, so dynamic lists are basically criteria based lists. So you give for example, static lists are, you just put all your prospects into a single list. There is
Oh,
no criteria. It's like you are doing a dump, dumping into a particular list. So dynamic lists basically are where you define a criteria. Let's say the prospect country is India. So all the
yeah, got it, got
prospects
it,
it will
got it.
check, and yeah, so it will get all the prospects with country India into that particular list. So these are criteria based lists.
So at what point does a CRM ID is generated? Because this is where I got to know while I was going to some training conference. So it was referring to CRM ID, especially when there are multiple prospects with the same email ID. And that's where it relates to a associated CRM ID where the prospect will have a one-to-one relationship with the CRM ID. So what step of the journey where CRM ID is generated?
Okay,
And
so
also, is there a possibility of syncing between Salesforce and Pardot without a CRM ID also? Is it possible?
see, the CRM ID generates as soon as your prospect gets assigned to a user, and it syncs into Sales Cloud. All right. So as soon as this prospect gets synced into Sales Cloud, or it gets created into Sales Cloud as lead or contact, uh, an ID gets generated, and the prospect is actually mapped to that particular ID of yours in Sales Cloud. So if you see a prospect in Pardot, if it's associated to any, if that same prospect is present in your Sales Cloud as lead or, what you can say, your contact. So that is where that particular ID can be shown in Pardot prospect as well.
Correct. So if the sync is happening from Salesforce to Pardot, and in case the CRM ID is not available inside Pardot, then will that sync will still go ahead?
If the sync is happening from Salesforce to Pardot.
Yes.
See, as soon as you create any, lead or a record in Salesforce, it will obviously generate a ID. Because whenever you create a record in Sales Cloud, it will automatically generate an ID. All right. So as soon as that gets created and the prospect, that Salesforce lead gets synced into Pardot, that it in Pardot under the prospect activity, you will see that lead ID as well.
So can I say the CRM ID is nothing but a lead ID or a contact ID?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so I believe we are going over time. I appreciate your questions, everyone. And I believe Prashant would be more happy to answer them over LinkedIn or emails that you guys have. Sounds good, Prashant?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so thanks everyone for joining us over our 7 days boot camp. And I hope that you all guys enjoyed it. Have so many deep insights from all over the experts, global experts out there. And I wish you all the best for your upcoming exam. Do share your success over the social media with us. And don't forget to tag us over Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere you would like to. I have my Twitter handle as @Trailblazer Isha. Prashant has it like _ Prashant Gandhi, right? If I'm not going wrong.
Yeah, it's correct.
And if you guys can even look for our speaker handles out there, like @Noor Nagpal 94. So even you should, I would just recommend that you should follow the experts out there in Pardot if you are looking in Pardot learnings. And thanks again for joining. This is not the end. We'll look for more future connectivity out there. And I again wish you all the best. Thanks everyone for joining.